Hi, I'm Adam Shiva, and in this video I want to talk about emotional fluidity and expressing emotion in relationship. What I've found recently is that if I can really let my emotions flow without turning towards myself to kind of stoke them and feel them more, or pushing them back and trying to reduce their intensity, telling myself the story that pushes them on, if I just let all those things go and feel the feeling, it really moves through pretty quickly. For instance, I've had a shame, grief, fear pattern. And if that comes up and I just go to the foot of the bed and nuzzle myself in there and like cry, it moves through in a minute and I feel like actually centered and free. And I can actually be in a conversation with my partner and ask for a minute, take that minute and like come back centered, which has been such a gift. Also, like I can get into an anger, frustration, and just flex against myself. That one I am less comfortable with, so I do it alone. And then just like kind of feel myself and feel free of it in a minute. It's important to note that research has said that punching a pillow makes people more angry over time. So what that emotional expression is has to actually work moving that emotion, not just stoking it up, but not letting it release and then making it more intense. So another consideration is that in our lives, you can't always cry at work. Every place isn't as conducive to letting those emotions flow through us. So we can find a little ritual, a place where you can tuck away in the bathroom and have your cry, or we can make a different dynamic where you push it down at the moment, and then when you get home from work, stoke it up and let yourself feel it more, telling ourselves the story that got it going in the first place. Oh, and then you let go of that story, just feel the feeling, and then let the feeling pass in its own time. So there's a couple other dynamics about emotional expression that I find are really potent for changing some frustrating, painful dynamics in relationship. One of them I really experienced and was intensely depolarizing to my relationship. Just made things really not sexy or connected. And it was when I was in that shame pattern and I would want to be pulled out of it and comfort me, let me know I'm okay, affirm me. But none of it really helped because I needed to feel that pain. And actually, the shame was teaching me you don't want to do that anymore. You want to break that habit. And the more I sat centered in my own pain, the more it would teach me and the more I actually could move through it. And when I asked to be comforted, it was a band aid and it was ineffective at changing the core feeling for me. So, another version of this is that if, particularly the way I've seen this go, is if a female partner is asking for this emotional support and comfort and not able to stand in it herself, her partner feels like there's this constant weight of being responsible to care for her feelings. And it becomes uncomfortable for him to have to tend that all the time. Whereas if he can hold space for her just feeling it but not needing anything, it feels totally different to the dynamic. He kind of witnesses the power of her emotions without like being used as a comfort blanket. So another pretty different dynamic, but that can be a potent thing to explore, is that if we have like a little micro emotion, can we make a culture? I think this is particularly important around the like empowerment of the feminine. Can we make a culture that empowers the feminine enough so that when I do something that feels really gross to you, you just go, ugh. And then I know, oh, okay, I'm interested in shifting that. I know how I'm affecting you. This is really different, though, than something where, ew, that's really gross to me. The more we verbalize it, the more actually we're telling our stories and criticizing each other. But if it can be a raw emotional expression, it actually can naturally move that energy for someone. Maybe the first 5 times will be triggering, but it is something that can instantaneously inform us. Really similarly to the way that feeling our emotions really actively can inform our own internal experience of, oh, that's how I feel about this. I'm going to shift it. So I hope this is really helpful to you. I'm curious of how it applies to your own life. And thanks so much for listening to me. I'd love it if you subscribed and share this with a friend. Thanks so much.